Have you ever wondered how a small coffee bean store became one of the most famous brands in the world, a billion-dollar company? Success often looks simple from the outside. Today, Starbucks serves millions of customers every day. Its stores can be found in airports, shopping malls, business districts, and city streets across the globe. But Starbucks did not become successful overnight. In today's video, we will discover the amazing success story of Starbucks, while improving our English skills. More importantly, we will discover the lessons, mindset, and strategies that transformed a small coffee company into a worldwide business empire. As you listen, pay attention to the business vocabulary, leadership principles, and success habits that appear throughout this story. Because the story of Starbucks is not only about coffee. It is about vision. It is about persistence. And it is about believing in an idea before the world believes in it. Hello friends. Welcome to BizStory English. Before start, please take a deep breath. Let's start. This is the story of Starbucks. And the man who transformed a small coffee bean retailer into a global phenomenon. Howard Schultz. He was born in Brooklyn, New York, on July 19, 1953. His family lived in public housing. Money was always a problem. His father worked low-paying jobs. Truck driver. Factory worker. Delivery worker. There was no financial security. No safety net. No wealthy relatives. No business connections. One day, Howard's father broke his leg while working and he couldn't work. And the family income disappeared. What shocked young Howard was not only the injury, it was what happened afterward. There was no health insurance. No compensation. No support. His father was left alone. That experience stayed in Howard's mind for decades. He promised himself that if he ever built a company, he would treat employees differently. Years later, that childhood memory would shape Starbucks culture. But at that moment, Howard was simply a young man, trying to escape poverty. Sports became his opportunity. He earned a football scholarship, and became the first person in his family to attend college. It was a small victory. But it changed everything. After college, Howard worked various sales jobs. He was ambitious, competitive, and determined to succeed. Eventually, he joined a Swedish kitchen equipment company called Hammerplast. He noticed that one of its customers repeatedly purchased an unusually large number of coffee makers. The customer was Starbucks, a small company in Seattle. Being curious, Howard visited Seattle in 1981. What he saw surprised him. Although established in 1971, the store wasn't selling coffee drinks. No lattes. No cappuccinos. No frappuccinos. The company simply sold high-quality coffee beans and coffee-making equipment. Yet customers loved the brand. The founders, Jerry Baldwin, Zev Siegel, and Gordon Boker were passionate about coffee quality. Howard was fascinated. He felt something special. Something different. Soon, he convinced Starbucks founders to hire him. In 1982, Howard Schultz joined Starbucks as Director of Retail Operations and Marketing. At that time, Starbucks had only 7 stores. Nobody imagined it would one day become a global empire. Not even the founders. In 1983, Howard traveled to Italy. That trip changed his life. And ultimately changed Starbucks forever. In Milan, he observed something remarkable. Coffee shops were everywhere. But people weren't just buying coffee. They were buying an experience. People talked, laughed, met friends, conducted business meetings. Coffee bars were social centers. Howard saw that coffee was not the product. The experience was the product. This idea was revolutionary. He returned to Seattle full of excitement. He proposed a new vision. Starbucks should serve espresso beverages. It should become a place where people gather. A third place between home and work. But the founders disagreed. They believed Starbucks should remain a coffee bean retailer, not a coffee shop chain. Howard kept pushing. The answer remained no. Many people would have quit the dream. Howard didn't. Unable to convince Starbucks founders, Howard made a difficult decision. He left Starbucks. In 1985, he started his own coffee company. Its name was Il Giornale, being inspired from an Italian newspaper, and reflected the Italian coffeehouse culture he admired. But there was a problem. He needed money. Lots of money. Investors rejected him repeatedly. According to Howard, he heard no more than 200 times. Think about that. More than 200 rejections. Most people stop after 10. Some stop after 20. Howard didn't but continued. Finally, he raised enough capital. His first coffee shop opened. Customers loved it. The concept worked. People enjoyed espresso drinks. They enjoyed the atmosphere. They enjoyed the experience. Howard's vision was being validated. The market was speaking. And it was saying yes. Then came the opportunity of a lifetime. In 1987, Starbucks founders decided to sell the company. Howard saw his chance. But there was another challenge. The purchase price was approximately $3.8 million. A huge amount at the time. Again, he needed investors. Again, he faced rejection. Again, he refused to quit. Eventually, he secured funding. And in 1987, Howard Schultz purchased Starbucks. At that moment, Starbucks had only 17 stores. 17. That's all. Many people look at successful companies and assume they were destined to succeed. But success is never guaranteed. At the time, Starbucks was simply a small, regional business with an ambitious leader. Howard's strategy was different. Most competitors focused on coffee. Howard focused on emotion. He wanted every store to feel welcoming, comfortable, consistent, familiar. He introduced the concept of the third place. Home was the first place. Work was the second. Starbucks would become the third. Customers weren't just buying coffee. They were buying a feeling. This psychological insight became one of Starbucks' greatest competitive advantages. People returned because they felt connected. The brand became part of their daily routine. And habits are incredibly powerful. Business success often comes from becoming part of people's habits. Howard understood this better than most entrepreneurs. Remember Howard's childhood experience? His father's workplace offered no protection. No benefits. No support. Howard never forgot. Starbucks began offering healthcare benefits to eligible employees, including many part-time workers. This was unusual in the retail industry. The company also introduced stock ownership programs. Howard believed employees should share in the company's success. Many investors thought these benefits were too expensive. Howard disagreed. He believed happy employees create happy customers. And happy customers create profitable businesses. The strategy worked. Starbucks developed a strong culture. Employees felt valued. And culture became a hidden competitive advantage. The 1990s transformed Starbucks. Store openings accelerated. The company expanded across America. Then internationally. In 1992, Starbucks went public. The initial public offering, or IPO, provided additional capital for growth. At the time of the IPO, Starbucks operated around 165 stores. Growth continued. Year after year. City after city. Country after country. The Starbucks logo became increasingly recognizable. By the early 2000s, Starbucks had become one of the world's most powerful consumer brands. Millions of people started their mornings with Starbucks. The company was no longer selling coffee. It was selling a lifestyle. Ironically, success created new challenges. As Starbucks expanded rapidly, some stores lost their unique atmosphere. Operations became more standardized. Growth became the priority. The emotional connection that originally made Starbucks special began weakening. Then came the financial crisis of 2008. Consumer spending declined. Sales slowed. Thousands of businesses struggled. Starbucks was not immune. Its stock price fell dramatically. The company faced one of the toughest periods in its history. Many wondered whether Starbucks had grown too fast. In difficult times, leadership matters. Howard Schultz returned as CEO in 2008. His mission wasn't merely to increase profits. It was to rediscover Starbucks' soul. He closed thousands of stores, temporarily for employee retraining. This decision shocked Wall Street. But Howard believed quality mattered more than short-term profits. He focused on customer experience, product quality, digital innovation, operational efficiency. Slowly, Starbucks recovered. Then it grew again. Sometimes the solution to a crisis isn't expansion. Sometimes it's returning to fundamentals. Howard understood that. Starbucks became one of the most successful digital brands in retail. The company invested heavily in mobile ordering, loyalty programs, customer data, digital payments. Customers could order before arriving, skip long lines, earn rewards. The result was stronger customer loyalty, higher spending, better convenience. Starbucks wasn't just adapting to technology. It was using technology to strengthen customer relationships. A powerful lesson for modern businesses. Today, Starbucks operates in more than 85 countries. Over 40,000 stores worldwide. Millions of customers visit Starbucks locations every week. Annual revenue exceeds $36 billion. The Starbucks brand is recognized almost everywhere on Earth. From a small coffee bean retailer in Seattle to one of the most influential consumer brands in history. The transformation is extraordinary. But behind every number lies a simple truth. None of it was inevitable. It happened because someone saw an opportunity others couldn't see. So what can we learn from this story? Lesson number 1. Vision often arrives before agreement. If everyone already believes in your idea, you're probably not early. Howard saw the future before others did. Lesson number 2. Rejection is not the end. More than 200 investors said no. One yes changed everything. Lesson number 3. Experience beats product. People rarely buy products alone. They buy feelings, memories, convenience, identity. Lesson number 4. Take care of people. Employees are not expenses. They are assets. A strong culture creates long-term success. Lesson number 5. Never stop adapting. Even great companies can struggle. The businesses that survive are the ones willing to evolve. And lesson number 6. Success begins long before the world notices. Years of struggle often happen before years of recognition. The story of Starbucks isn't really about coffee. It's about vision. It's about courage. It's about seeing possibility where others see limitations. A poor boy from Brooklyn looked at a small coffee company and imagined something bigger. Most people couldn't see it. But he could. And because he believed in that vision long enough, Starbucks became a global phenomenon. The next time you see the green Starbucks logo, remember, behind it are decades of struggle. Hundreds of rejections. Countless risks. And one powerful idea. Sometimes, changing the world starts with something as simple as a cup of coffee. Thank you for watching BizStory English. If you enjoyed this business story, subscribe and join us for more inspiring journeys behind the world's most successful companies. Hope to see you in the next story.